Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Sew with Kelly. I'm excited to bring a new series of videos for the home embroiderer, the hobbyist, where we can use embroidery software and our Silhouette Cameo to create quilts, embroidered quilts. Now, why I got interested in this is because I had heard that Embrilliance, and actually I'm going into the program instead of the web page, hold on, had this ability now with, I believe, the Essential, StitchArtist, and Enthusiast, I believe allows you to bring out cut files out to Studio. And that's awesome. I think that's super great because as an embroiderer, you know to manually trim applique pieces. It's difficult. You have to make sure you're really, really precise, and sometimes you can cut your stitches, and it's just a bummer. So to be able to actually take an embroidery file, get your applique pieces, and send that out to Studio is awesome. Now, people that are familiar with my channel know that I love Cameo to actually design whole quilts in their Silhouette Studio software. And so I thought to myself, okay, I wonder, can I take things that I've designed in Silhouette and round trip them with Embrilliance StitchArtist? And so I can design, go into StitchArtist, get my digitized embroidery done, and then be able to round trip back into Silhouette with the cut files. And this is what I'm going to show you today, is the first steps in doing that. So let's go ahead and go back out to, there's actually a few more web pages that I want to refer you to. The first one is the Brit and Leap YouTube channel. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And they've got a series of videos on StitchArtist Level 1, the controls part 1 through 6, so definitely play along with those. And if you'd like to kind of get an overview of what is she talking about with designing quilts in the Silhouette Studio software, I've got a series of videos. The speed appliques are just along to music, shows you how I design things, kind of fun to watch. And then the actual tutorial of how to use the tools to design, those are these videos here. So I refer you out to my channel, Kelly Stadola, and then you want to look, just do a search on this edition for quilters. I'll have a link below in the comments to both of these channels so that you can get to it, and also to the Embrilliance embroidery site, and to StitchArtist Addicts is a group. It's not affiliated with Embrilliance, but they are active there and will comment on stuff and that kind of thing. But Embrilliance doesn't run the page. It's run separately. But definitely join this closed group here on Facebook, because you'll get all sorts of good information here. So I lurked on this page for a good 3 weeks before I finally decided that I was going to go ahead and get the software. So all right, let's go and get started. Again, I'm here in my Silhouette Studio Designer Edition. Now, when you get your Silhouette Cameo, you actually get Silhouette Studio with it. That's the software that allows you to design your cut files, that kind of thing. You'll want to upgrade to the Designer Edition. It's, even if you're just a paper crafter, the Designer Edition is got a lot more functionality to it than just the basic version, and you can get it on sale usually for 25 bucks. It's like full price is $35, but seriously is awesome. Okay, and when you get your Silhouette Cameo, you also get an account to their online store so that you can get files to cut. Now, do you only have to cut files from their store? No, you can use just like how if you already have StitchArtist, how we can use the JPEGs and .bmps to make our files. You can also scan and use your Silhouette to do that too, and SVGs are also supported in the Designer Edition software too. So that's really good. But I do highly recommend that if you are you have invested in your Cameo, is that a subscription to their online store is really, really good. I think I pay $13.50 a month and I get $75 worth of graphics. So that's a really good deal. And if you're doing lots and lots of designing of things, that's great. Now, if you are a professional embroiderer, you'll want to look at the commercial license and look at that carefully to see if that's something that you can do. You want to look at that closely. I'm not sure if that's allowed or not. So like I say, this series of videos is meant for the the hobbyists, the people that want to design their own things but don't necessarily want to create every little piece of artwork. This gets you started off and running really closely. So when I started designing on Friday, I thought I want to do a spring quilt. Let's maybe do something with butterflies. So I came out to the store and I looked at different things. And obviously for embroidery and for quilting and applique, the simpler the better until you build your skills and kind of figure things out. So I did decide to, I picked out, here's all the butterflies I have in my collection, but here's the one that I decided to pick. And then I didn't like that interior part, and so we are able to actually modify and adjust that. So I'm going to show you how we do that right now. So I'm going to just open up a new page real quick, and then I'm going to come back out to my library and double click on, there it is. Okay, so I've got my graphic here, and it comes in showing just the cut lines, but here in the tool we have the ability to colorize it and do some things graphically to it, and that's really good. So the first thing we need to do is, this is what's called a compound path, meaning the machine thinks of it as one object. So I need to release that compound path, and then it doesn't really do anything, and then I need to ungroup. And sometimes it's a little bit finicky. So I want to release it and I want to ungroup it. There we go. Okay, so the only thing that I want is this outline. So I'm going to move that over here, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the rest of these. And then I'm going to bring this back, and I can drag it, or I can actually come here to the Align window and click Center to Page. Oops, got to make sure my object is selected. Click Center to Page. And then now it's there. Now, if I want this to be a specific size, I can go up to the scale window, and I can select, let's say I've got a 200 by 200 millimeter mat. I know that this is going to fit in there just fine. Awesome. Okay. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to really show you really quick that you can easily just add in shapes. So I can do my circles here, and then I can just take my select tool and arrange them how I want them. So I'm just kind of giving, this is just a real quick showing how you can use some of the basic tools here in the Silhouette software. And then I'm going to actually come here to replicate, and this is available in the Designer Edition. And then I'm going to mirror right. And that's so slick. It's so fast to create things. And then I'll just put it where I want it. And there we go. We've just designed our own custom butterfly. But for the purposes of bringing it in to Embrilliance, we're going to actually use the one I did on the quilt. So let's go back here, and I'm going to select it. I'm going to just hit Control C for copy. Come back here, and we can actually just get rid of this stuff. Control V or edit paste. There we go. And that brings in my actual graphic. So it's the right size and everything. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to come up here to my page properties, and I want to make sure that my page size is my hoop size. So I'm going to just type that in, 200 millimeters by 200 millimeters. And then I can come back here to the Align window, make sure my graphic is selected, and then hit Center to Page. So now I know my image is directly in the center of the hoop. The next thing I'm going to do is just really quickly grab my square tool and drag out a square. It doesn't have to be perfect because I can adjust it. Hit my select. I'm going to come back in here to scale. And again, I'm going to unlock aspect ratio. And what that does is it allows me to put in a measurement into both and make sure it's exact. So it's 200 by 200. Come back into my line, center to page. So now I know that that's centered. I'm going to send it to the back, and I'm going to color it. And this is all going to become clear once I bring this into Embrilliance. So I'm going to come to my drop bucket tool, and I'm just going to pick a pale pink color is cool. And now I also need to make sure that I color my butterfly. So I'm going to select the butterfly and I'm going to make it, it's already all black, but I don't need the line color. So I'm going to go there and untransparency that. Oh, and actually, oops, Control Z to edit undo. Okay. I'm going to ungroup. Okay. Now that was, let's go back. Actually, Control Z. Select on this again. Okay, what I did when I took the line color away is it made it a little bit hard for you guys to see what I was doing, and I just got rid of my shapes too. So just gonna go Control Z, step back. So now I know I'm back to where I'm at, and I want to still get the line color here so I can see everything. Now what I'm going to do is select these shapes first. I'm going to go to the drop bucket. I'm going to make them white. Then I'm going to select everything by shift clicking, and I'm going to go to the line color, and I'm going to hit transparent so there's no lines. And then I think I'm still centered to the page, but I'm going to make sure. And I'm, instead of having to click all those again, I'm just going to group them. So now that's all grouped. I'm going to go to line, and I'll center to page. So I did go off a little bit, so that's good. All right, so now I'm ready to actually get this into a .bmp or .jpeg files that Embrilliance can see as an image. Now, Studio does not let you save your work as a JPEG or as a BMP. And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So there is a workaround for it, and scrapbookers all over the world do it. There's a free software called Bullzip, and it allows you to print to PDFs. So we're going to file, and we're going to print this, but we're going to make sure we select Bullzip. And there's, I'll have a link below to that free software. And when you download it, just as a tip, there's 3 other little pieces of software that go with it. Don't uncheck those. It won't work unless you have all those checked. It's not a spammy thing. I've been using it all day. I've had no issues, just so you're aware. So it takes a little bit of time to come up, and we'll let it finish up here. And so what we want to do, we want to change our format to BMP, and we're going to change this to butterfly BMP. Click Save. Okay, it's going to take a second, but it'll open it up into, whatever you have as an image viewer on your computer, and you can uncheck that so it doesn't open up. But I just wanted to show you what happens and why we added this color background. So give it a second here. And like I say, when I run my video software, it really kind of drags my system down and makes it slower. But let's go ahead and over to Embrilliance and close out of this. No. And we're going to do a file, new page. And if I show you in my preferences, we've got the 200 by 200 hoop. So I'll click OK. And I'm going to go to the Create Design and make sure your image is clicked down in, click Image, and then here's my butterfly EMB. I click Open. Oh, you know what? It's the same exact file, guys. It's just the one that I practiced with. So if I wanted to change that, and I don't want that, I want this one, click Open. And there it is. Okay, so now, if you'll notice, this is not 200 by 200, because remember we had made that purple part 200 by 200, so it's coming in smaller. If you hit the select tool, there is it does show you the size here of what it is, and that's not the size we want it to be. We can't just input the right number here and have it resize automatically, but it will allow you to see the numbers change as you click and drag. So just the easiest way is just kind of set it up into the corner. There we go. And then click it again, and then we're just gonna, as we get closer, use your arrow buttons to kind of make sure you're getting into the right spot. And we can get pretty stinking close to what we originally designed. Now I see my other images behind there, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Bring this back over, position it. So we're very close to 200 by 200. And there we go. So now when we create our embroidery, it's going to be very closely matched to what we did in the Silhouette Cameo. And that's important because if you design something in the Cameo, you kind of want it to turn out pretty dang close to what you designed. So you want the embroidery to match. So good. That kind of kept me up late one night trying to figure out, okay, well, how could I do it? So now we're back here into the Create Design, and I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to use the roller button on my mouse. I'm going to come in and we're going to do the outline first. So we're going to create our objects, and then we're going to take them all and make our stitch outlines instead of doing one by one. So let me show you how to do that. We're going to click on our magic wand tool. Select it so we've got our line. I'm going to right click so that makes our line, and then if I undo the image, that line looks really good. Bring the image back, magic wand, select, right click, magic wand, select, right click. So you can see it's just a process of just quickly go through, and it's really pretty close, so I'm happy with that. And I'm just going through in the easiest way for the machine to travel through the file. And I'm clicking, right clicking, clicking, right clicking, and then magic wand, last one, and done. Okay, so now that I know that this is going to be a double running stitch for the entire design, so if we go back to Silhouette here and to the original table topper, that's what that's going to be. And then I'm going to quilt around it and through it and all that fun stuff. But that's just, I just wanted to add that texture to the side, so it's not an applique. We'll be learning how to do appliques in the future. But if I come back out here to Embrilliance, what we can do is we can select all of these. So I select the first one, click on it, go down to the bottom, shift click the last file, and then I'm going to select running stitch. For some reason it's giving me that they're all black, or that there's two colors here. Oh, okay, yes. What ended up happening is the software is pretty smart in that it selected black and white because that's what my image colors were. But I do want this all to be the same color, one color, and so let's go ahead and select my 9113. And I know that just because, there we go, click OK. Okay, so that's the easiest way to do it. I had two colors, but now I just want that to be all one color. So I click the one color button. It's a run, so I'm going to click on my run, and I want it to be double. And it's defaulting back because I've had the machine open and was practicing. But I want double and a 2.0 stitch, and that looks really good. So if I take the image, oops, this, we're just going to call that butterfly video 1. Click save. Click yes. All right. Okay, so we're all saved, but a couple other things that I wanted to show you really quick that I learned, and we'll do this again when we create our appliques, is that you can get all of your, so if I wanted all of these white circles to really be appliques, it's very easy to switch them over. So if I click run here on that first one, and then I shift click on that last circle, I'm going to go up and make sure I'm in Create Design, click Applique, and I'm going to go to Applique, and it's got the correct settings that I want, and then I come back to Color, and then I want to double click on that first applique position, and that will bring up this secondary screen. If I click on Applique, I want all of them, and I'm not going to inflate them, but here's my little cutting part of the window. I'm going to click Save All. If you just hit Save, it will only do the first object. You want to hit Save All. And I'm just going to call it Butterfly Circles. Click Yes. Okay, so, and then I can just hit Cancel out of here. And then if I come back here into the studio, there it is. There's my cutting file. Now, I had moved it over, but actually, let's just do this here because I saved it. So let's just go File, Open. Okay, so there it is. So there's it's centered. It's remembering just how we had set it up. So if I wanted to arrange my fabric by color, obviously I can take my shapes, and these are, let's say, a darker pink, and my darker pink piece of fabric is right here, and let's say I've got 4 of them. I can just come to my replicate and say give me a column of 4, and there you go. And then let's say I've got these, and they're a lighter pink color. So I can set up my, my 12 by 24 mat with all of my applique pieces, and it could be cutting out the pieces, while I'm doing other stitching. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. So that concludes our first lesson here on the butterfly tabletopper of doing just this the simple double run stitched. So we round tripped it. We brought it. We designed it here in the Silhouette Studio Designer Edition. We brought it into Bullzip and created our BMP. We brought that into Embrilliance, resized it so it's correctly resized to very, very close to what we originally designed. We created our digitized embroidery file, and then we brought it back here as the cut file for the applique, if that was going to be an applique. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'll be very excited again to bring you all of the different tutorials for each piece of this quilt as we go along in the next coming weeks. Thanks so much for watching.